Hi guys! Welcome to Champ's Japanese Kitchen! A lot of you guys requested today's dish. We're gonna make Omurice, which is omelet over chicken rice. So, let's get cooking! Okay guys, as I mentioned before, our Omurice will be served on top of flavored chicken rice. So, you want to cook some rice beforehand, or this is a great recipe for using any leftover rice you might have. So our first step is, we want to prepare our chicken. I've got some sasami here, which are chicken tenders, but you can use chicken breast or even thigh. But we want maybe around 100 grams for 3 servings, so not so much. If you do use chicken tenders, they often have these tough white sinew parts. You can cut around this with a knife. Hold the chicken down and pull them out. Or using a fork, you can pin it down and just pull. Super easy. No chewy chicken on Champ's Kitchen. That was a mouthful. Anyway, we're going to cut that chicken into small pieces before moving on to our vegetables. We have an onion here that we're going to dice. Cut that in half and make sure to leave one end of the stalk intact. Next, peel off the skin, and we're going to make slices down the length of the onion without cutting through that stalk. Then we will also slice horizontally through the onion. And finally, there you have it, easy diced onion. Let's not forget to do the same thing with the part around the stalk, so there's no waste. Give that a few extra chops to get rid of any large pieces. And then, let's also cut up a shiitake mushroom. Remove the stalk and slice up into small pieces. We want all the vegetables to be roughly the same size. You can also use any other mushrooms that you want for this, or any vegetables you have lying around. Okay, and finally, we also have a large carrot. About 1/4 of this will be enough. And we will peel off the skin. Then we're going to keep peeling around the carrot to get a thin sheet, which makes it easier to cut into neat strips and then small cubes. Or if this is a little bit difficult, you can cut it any way you like. Just make sure they're small enough so they don't go uncooked later. Also, by the way, I'm cooking one portion of the chicken rice for this video, so I've divided all my ingredients into thirds. Now let's cook. I've heated some olive oil in a frying pan, and we will add our chicken. Let that cook for a few seconds, then add the onion, carrot, mushrooms, and 160 grams of rice. Then, we're going to add our tomato flavor with 2 tablespoons of ketchup. Keep stirring that and cook for about 3 to 4 minutes on a medium-high heat until everything is cooked through. We'll also add a little bit of salt for taste. Now, you don't have to do this, but if you want to make a nice round rice shape for your Omurice, I recommend putting that into a small ball and pressing gently on the top and then putting onto a plate. You can then shape it into more of a longer shape to better fit your omelet with a paper towel and spatula. Perfect. Next up, we want to make a sauce to pour over our Omurice. I have 1 tablespoon of water here, which I will add to a frying pan over a low heat. Then add 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and we'll give that a mix. Now, we'll raise the heat a little bit. And finally, we're going to add 10 grams of butter. And once all the butter has melted, the sauce will start to look nice and silky. We will transfer that to a small bowl and set aside for now. Now it's time to make our omelet. Into a mixing bowl, I'm gonna add 3 large eggs, 1 tablespoon of water, and a pinch of salt. If you use milk or soy milk instead of water, the taste may be a little milder. We are going to mix this together now, but try not to lift the whisk too much from the liquid. This will add air to the omelet mixture, which we want to avoid. And finally, my secret tip for you guys is, run your mixture through a fine sieve or a strainer. This will help you get a silky smooth omelet in the end. Okay, now for the hardest part. Into a non-stick pan or Teflon coated frying pan, we're going to add some olive oil over medium heat. Please note, you don't want your pan to be too big or else the omelet will spread out and cook too quickly. I'm using a 20 centimeter pan here. Now, if you want to test if the pan is hot enough, dip your chopsticks into the mix, and then if it starts to cook, yeah, that's ready. Now, as soon as you add the egg, you want to keep mixing that up. Push the mixture from the outside of the pan into the middle while you continue to stir. Once you see the middle of the omelet begin to firm up like this and the sides begin to set, remove the pan from the heat and we want to start rolling the omelet away from you into the middle. Don't worry if it breaks a bit. You need to break a few omelets to... Wait, that's not right. Now you've folded the omelet roughly in half. Tap the handle of your frying pan gently to make sure it's not stuck to the bottom. We are aiming for this bright yellow color for our omurice. We don't really want to see any browning, but it will still taste good either way. We are going to use our chopsticks here to make sure it's not stuck to the edges and to fix the shape a little bit. And now the real impressive part. 3, 2, 1, and... Oh, you can see it on the camera, but it was a really good flip. Trust me. Now, we will let that cook for a few more seconds on the other side before placing it on our rice. You can also fix the shape here a little bit more. Now, the omelet onto the rice. Notice how I'm holding the pan. This will make it easier. Cut that open. And... Good job, guys! Omurice is done! Beautiful! Like a work of art. I know making the omelet is a little bit difficult, but there's an easier way with using a spatula. And if you keep practicing, you can make perfect omurice at your home. So, let's dig in! いただきます! This butter in the sauce is very rich and it works really well with the fluffy egg. Today, I used 3 eggs, but if you're concerned about calories or cholesterol, you can use only 2. It will cook quicker and may not be as runny, but it's still good. オムライスというのは本格的な日本料理というわけではありませんが、今日は鶏のささみ、そして椎茸、玉ねぎ、人参、野菜もたくさん入れて、通常のオムライスを日本料理風にアレンジしました。だからこのオムライスもヘルシーです。Please let me know in the comments if you're able to flip the egg. And after we eat the meal, we all say, ごちそうさまでした!